Hey everybody, welcome to another YouTube video with exercises for injuries. My name is Kaya. Today we're going to be talking about 6 ways you can soothe your soul. So we're talking about foot pain. And for most people, foot pain often comes from plantar fasciitis. So some of you may be all too familiar with that. If you are, plantar fasciitis is either the inflammation or even tearing of that connective tissue that runs along the bottom of your foot from your heel to your toes and can become inflamed and super painful either in the arch of your foot or near your heel. And so it can be common in people that run a lot, but it can also just be if you have a job that you're on your feet all day, right? Or for people that are overweight. So any of those things can lead to higher rates of plantar fasciitis, but it's definitely something that anybody can get. So if you are dealing with that or any kind of foot pain, hopefully these things will help you out a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is a calf stretch. So we're not just only going to be focusing on the foot, we're also going to be doing movements that have to do with the surrounding areas. So by releasing tension in the calf, hopefully we can also release some tension pulling on the bottom of the foot. As always, it's good to do a warm-up before you go into stretching. So whether you're walking, maybe you're not able to walk with the foot pain you're having, cycling, swimming, or even just applying heat. So if you have heat packs or something, and doing that before you go into the stretches. Okay, so for a calf stretch, easiest things to do is have hands on the wall, lunging back with one foot, working to keep that back heel on the floor as we bend into the front knee. Feeling that stretch through the back of the leg there, the back of the lower part of our leg, our calf muscle. And we'd hold that for about 30 seconds and then switch sides and do the same thing. You can always have those hands out on the wall. And then we're going to get even deeper into the calf muscles for our second exercise. We're going to foam roll our calves. So whatever foam roller you have might be different than mine. This one's a little bit softer, kind of more of a styrofoam feel, but maybe you've got a harder one. You might have one that has some ridges in it. So whatever you've got will be perfectly fine. I'm going to do both legs at once, but you can do one at a time if you'd prefer. Coming up onto the calves and rolling all the way down to above the ankles. And then before I get to the backs of the knees, coming back down. So 30 seconds to a minute or 5 to 10 repetitions, rolling out the calves. Good. You can play around, right? Go into the sides or the inner part of the calves, see what the tightest area is for you, and then maybe spend a little bit more time in that area. Taking deep breaths as you do so. Good. All right, so now that we've kind of opened up our calf muscles a little bit, we're gonna do a towel stretch. So I've got a blanket, but whatever you have that you can wrap around the bottom of your foot, kind of bringing it underneath the toes, and then I'm pulling those toes back up towards me. So I'm stretching into the calf again here and also onto the bottom of the foot. So just pulling with as much pressure as you can to get a good stretch, but no intense pain. And again, we're going to hold for about 30 seconds on one side. And then we can move over to the other side. So I've got it kind of just underneath my toes here. And then pulling the entire foot up, feeling that stretch through the calf as well as the bottom of the foot. You'll feel that more or less depending on how much pain you're experiencing in the feet and how tight the tissues are. Good. All right. So now we're going to get even deeper into stretching the foot. We're kind of progressing here as we go. We're going to do a big toe stretch. So one option is to have the toes against a wall. Other option, you can use a block. Put the big toe up on a block and use that. Or kind of, I find the easiest, most targeted way to do it is to actually grab your toe yourself, pull that big toe back, find that stretch, and hold. So like the last one, it's going to depend on how much you've got going on in your feet. I can pull my toe pretty far back without feeling much of a stretch because thankfully I don't have too much foot pain right now. but this could be pretty intense for some of you. So just coming to where you can and taking deep breaths. So I'm only pulling my big toe back right now. Good. 30 seconds and then switch. All right. Okay, so moving on to number 5, we're going to do the knee to wall stretch. So again, coming to a wall. I'm going to back up so you can see better, but ideally you got both hands on a wall. We're kind of in that lunge stance again, but instead of what we did last time, we're focusing on this front leg. So I'm going to have my toes starting just in front of the wall, even toes touching the wall, and then bending my knee so that my knee comes to the wall. If you can do that easily, slide your foot farther away from the wall and bend even further. So we're working on ankle mobility here as well, right? We're working to make sure that we have that proper movement in the ankle, which is going to help with the pain in the bottom of the foot. So what you can do here is, as you come forward, trying to get that knee to the wall, you can hold for 30 seconds and then switch. One side's probably going to feel a little different than the other, and go back. Good. Okay, last thing we're going to do, this is kind of like the ultimate getting into the bottom of that foot. I'm going to use this wooden roller. So we actually sell these on our shop at exercisesforinjuries.com, but you could use a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball, a golf ball, or even like the foam golf balls are a little gentler. So I'm going to put this underneath my foot, and I'm going to just roll out the bottom of my foot. So starting just under the toes. So I'm not actually on the toes, but starting a little bit further back, rolling down and coming all the way to just before the heel and back. So this can be pretty intense, especially I find there's certain areas, everyone's got different areas that are really tight. So when I find one area that's pretty tight for me, I'll spend a little more time rolling there. So 30 seconds to a minute on one foot. Generally, you know, the longer you can do it, the better. But if you're just starting out, we don't want to damage the tissues or go too far. So starting out with maybe 30 seconds on each foot, see how it feels the next day. So rolling the whole sole of the foot, when we're doing this, we're getting right into that plantar fascia. So we're getting right kind of to the root of the pain here. So this could be pretty intense. So just take your time, start where you're at. All right, so those are the 6 exercises that we have for you to to soothe your soul, you know, get some relief for your foot pain. If that's helpful, please leave a like on this video, leave us a comment, subscribe to our channel. I love to hear you guys' feedback and know what was helpful, what wasn't, so definitely let me know. And check out exercisesforinjuries.com if you're interested in that wooden roller, or if you have any other questions, there's a little search bar on the website and you can type in any kind of pain you can think of, including plantar fasciitis or even just foot pain, and there will be tons of free resources there for you to learn more and find some relief for whatever pain or injury that you're dealing with. So thank you for watching. I really hope it was helpful. My name's Kaya, and we'll see you next time. Bye.